So check this out, right? This is something I was just thinking about in the gym. We say the saying, or at least I grew up with the saying, the devil is a lie, which is true. The devil is a lie. But I believe, or I should say, say myself, one of the issues that I always had was not that the devil isn't a lie, but the devil, he deals in confusion. We have this fixation that the devil is this red thing with horns and this, that, and the other. Nah, the devil shows up in many various forms. And the devil is a master of confusion. See, the devil, all he got to do is confuse you. What does confusion look like? Let me explain to you. Oftentimes we talk about having faith and we say, have faith, I have faith. And that's good when everything is going how we think that it should go. But see, what happens is our expectations is what throws our life, our mind in chaos. I'm 45, Lord willing, I'll be 46 in July. I was expecting to hit certain milestones at certain ages. So when that doesn't happen, what you start to think is God didn't show up for me. So right when you start saying that type of stuff, that gives the devil the opportunity to come in, because now you're saying I was expecting to be here, but I'm not there. So God must not have his hands on me. And once the devil can get into your brain and cause confusion, you're in a bad state of mind. For myself, I had to really hone in on certain things that I was telling myself, certain labels that I was placing upon myself. I will tell people I wrote 3 books, actually 4 books, because I wrote a book during COVID, which, I didn't even really say anything about. But what I had to stop doing was saying that I wrote a book and start calling myself an author. I am an author. And the reason why I was saying that I was selling books was because of my confidence. I have faith, but if you're not careful, the devil will sneak up in there and cause confusion. So I would tell people, yeah, I wrote a book, instead of calling myself an author, because labels have power. You can rehearse in your mind that certain things won't work out. And if you tell yourself enough, you will convince yourself the thing that you're telling yourself, and your body will start adjusting. Going into the gym, I watch people benching, and in their mind, their limitation might be 315. So you're going into that bench press by saying, once I hit 315, I'm done, because you have been telling yourself that that's your limit. So you hit 315 and you keep doing that stuff because you have put that limit on. But once someone comes into your life and says, let's bump it up, let's just go to 325. And you're saying, no, I can't do it. This is my limit, because that's what you have been telling yourself. But then that person convinced you to go ahead, go up 10 pounds. Then you hit it 3 times. Now you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I did that. Yes, that's true, because you have limited yourself. A lot of people, and like I said, I'm not a relationship expert, but in relationships, the problem is what you keep telling yourself. See, you can be in a relationship and things are the way that they are because of what you continuously tell yourself. And the confusion and the conflict comes when you have 2 people. One person is dealing in faith. The other person is dealing within self. So when you're dealing within self, you don't even see the other side. You just look and you're just like, this is how it's always been. I'm stuck, because you have allowed your expectations to override God's will. So now you're in this relationship and you, matter of fact, you'll get to the point to where you start saying that God is telling you to leave. God ain't told you that. God ain't told you nothing like that. You just don't want to do the work. You don't want to look within and say, why am I limiting myself? Your limitation is that, okay, this is how it's always been, because we deal in feelings. We deal in feelings, and feelings aren't always factual. Feelings aren't always factual. That's why when you wake up in the morning, you can formulate your day just by how you get out the bed. You could be laying there and be like, oh my gosh, I didn't sleep at all last night. My gosh, I'm so tired. Well, guess what? Did you talk to God? Because I'm a firm believer that once you can't sleep, that is God saying, let's talk. And the problem is, a lot of times you think you're talking to God, but you're talking to yourself. And your inner talk is so messed up, you start believing a lie. Supposed to be here, man, maybe this, that. That's a you thing. Because the devil is the architect of chaos. And once the devil don't have to show up as this demon that's trying to kill you. No. All he got to do is just to get your mind in chaos. That's why I am so guarded about myself. When I start thinking negative, I have a you know what I'm saying? Like I always say, I'm the CEO of the company of me. So I bring all of us together and I start saying, the devil is a lie. And I mean that. So what do I need to do? Let's come together, me, myself, and I. What do I need to do to change the course of this? What do I need to do? And a lot of times your self-talk is so messed up that you put a limitation on yourself. Don't blame it on society. Don't blame it on somebody told you that you wasn't going to be nothing and this, that, and the other. Don't blame it on that. It's you. You know, playing with my granddaughter, it does something to me because I get so many messages from God just watching her play because she's fearless. She see them stairs and she will take a running jump and jump down them stairs if you allow her to because she has no fear. Now it is our job to guide her to say, no, you can't jump down them stairs because you're going to get hurt. But a child is born into this world fearless. And when you're not careful, you will place upon her all your fears. You don't think that you can make it, so you put it in your kids, your grandkids, that they can't make it. That's why you have so many people that are products of divorce. You have so many people that are products of their parents not being together. And once you see that, you start thinking that it's just not possible. So then you put that onto your kids. I always talk about communication. Well, if you can't communicate, how you expect your kids to communicate? Like you can't communicate, but you're upset that your kids can't communicate. It's because you don't. But then you don't because you've been telling yourself, well, that's just not me. And that's where the devil gets you. That's my message today. A lot of times we blame the devil. No, it's you. What are you limiting yourself to? Like I said, I tell people that I have wrote books, but I had to start saying I am an author. Because the label that you put on yourself, you force yourself to become. You force yourself to become the very thing that you keep telling yourself. I am an author. Pretty soon, I am going to be a script writer. Pretty soon, I'm going to be on someone's TV. I have to start telling myself that and believe it. And I got to have faith to align with it. So my question to you is, what are you telling yourself? If you want that house, what are you telling yourself? Now, there is a such thing as being delusional because, you know, some people ain't living right. But my thing is, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, why limit yourself? See, I have a thing to where I have certain things that I want to obtain. And I think about it so hard, I'm already living it. And what happens is when you surround yourself to people that try to dim your light or don't have that same faith, then it seems like you start dwelling down. But you have to correct your self-talk. See, I'm believing certain things in my life as if they already are. And I'm walking like this already are. A lot of times people say, I'm just waiting for the right moment. It will never be a right moment. The right moment is when you choose to move. And a lot of people aren't moving because they lack faith. A lot of people say, you know, this is just how it's always been, and that's how it's always going to be. So I know this is a longer video. I just wanted to get that out there in the world. And let me explain something else to you before I go. If you have a hard time understanding what I'm saying, that has nothing to do with me. But you have to really question yourself and say, what is it about you that can't get the message? If you say that I think that I know everything, that has nothing to do with me. That's a you. If it's easier for you to go and find someone quote unquote famous and then say, oh man, he's speaking to me. Whereas, and then, you know what I'm saying, listen to little old me. That's a you problem. Don't miss the message by looking at the messenger. Y'all have a blessed day.